We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer. Lynn Brooks has the evening off. Investigators are looking for a suspect after a shooting at a recently built apartment complex geared toward UA students. That shooting took the life of a University of Alabama graduate student. Where that case stands right now is in our top story at 5 o'clock. The shooting happened early Sunday morning at Sterling Crimson Apartments near the intersection of 17th Street and 10th Avenue in Tuscaloosa, south of the campus. The victim was 25-year-old James Harry Johnson III, who went by the name Trey. The Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit says Johnson was shot walking from his car, and there are no suspects right now.
He had actually parked his vehicle near the fence of 12th Avenue, was walking to the building where his friend lives, and we believed he was shot somewhere between his vehicle and that building.
They ducked down to the floor, and after they stayed down in the room, and after they heard the ambulance, they came out here and looked out, and they saw someone's chest being pumped.
Were they scared?
Yes, very scared.
Captain Baker says there is nothing in Johnson's background that would have put him at an increased risk for violence, so investigators are not sure Johnson was the target of the shooting. A fund has been set up by Johnson's graduate school colleagues to help with a memorial. To learn more, you can go to WVUATV.com and click numbers and links. Also on your Crime Watch, an attempted murder case that happened around the same time as the apartment complex shooting. The Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit says Ricky Crooks is charged with attempted murder. Investigators say the incident happened around 2 a.m. Sunday at the intersection of 10th Avenue and Hargrove Road, just a few blocks from Sterling Crimson Apartments. Investigators say they don't know if the two cases are related. They say Crooks got into an altercation with someone, then Crooks pulled away from a gas station and fired shots backwards in the direction of the store. No one was injured. Now the third crime in that area, a robbery and stabbing case. It happened last night, also at the intersection of Hargrove Road and 10th Avenue. Tuscaloosa police say around 9:20 p.m. the suspect tried to sell the victim a cell phone. The victim refused and walked into a gas station. TPD says the victim tried to leave the store and get into his vehicle, but the suspect stabbed him, took his wallet, and left the scene. Now police are still looking for the suspect.
The description we have on the suspect right now is a black male, 25 to 30 years of age, about 6'1", 170 pounds. He was last seen wearing a tan shirt with a black hat, blue and white plaid shorts, and black shoes.
Police say the victim had non-life-threatening injuries and was treated and released from the hospital. If you have information on any of these cases, here are some numbers you can call. Tuscaloosa Police 205-349-2121. Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide 205-349-0518. Or you can make a confidential call to Crime Stoppers 205-752-STOP. Even though today is September 12th, the nation is still remembering the 10 years since the 9/11 attacks. In New York City, the National September 11th Memorial is now open to the public. There's a pool where the South Tower of the World Trade Center used to stand. The names of the nearly 3,000 people who died are etched in bronze around the pool, and a twin pool where the North Tower used to be. The memorial opened a day early to victims' families on the 10th anniversary of the attacks. The National September 11th Museum is also done next to the memorial, and that is set to open next year. Also in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, remains of those killed on board Flight 93 were buried today in a private ceremony for family members of the 40 passengers and crew. They were joined by those who responded to the scene on September 11th, 2001. The remains of the passengers had been kept in 3 caskets in a crypt for nearly 10 years under the supervision of the local coroner. Well, more than 1,000 miles away, Tuscaloosa may be geographically far from the sites of the 9/11 attacks, but the emotions are close even 10 years later. People gathered Sunday evening at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater, pledging never to forget the events of that day 10 years ago. Choirs from around Alabama joined with fire and rescue personnel and citizens at the amphitheater. Young children watched alongside adults who say it's important that Americans remember and teach the lessons learned on 9/11.
We get complacent with things that go on, so we get used to the new normal is here. but the memory of those people are still with us.
I'm hoping that America learns from this. The world learns from this as well. I think that if we can look at people and say, you know, we are better than this, better than what's going on right now. You know, some of these small kids that don't remember 9/11, you know, that's like me trying to remember Pearl Harbor. You know, it's still something that we have to remember, but we have to move on from it.
Meanwhile, the White House is expressing relief that the 10th anniversary of the attacks passed without incident, despite the investigation into a credible but unconfirmed threat focused on New York or Washington. A White House spokesperson says authorities continue to treat seriously the still unconfirmed intelligence tip of a possible al-Qaeda plot tied to Sunday's anniversary. New for you at 5 o'clock, a look at what people in Northport are saying about the first day of Sunday alcohol sales for that city. WVUA reporter Leah Knight takes you there.
We had a first customer probably within 10 minutes, so it wasn't busy, but it was very steady.
That's how Spirits owner Matthew Bologna describes his business on the first day of Sunday alcohol sales in Northport.
We'll make a little bit of extra money probably. I mean, I would definitely expect that. I mean, interestingly, what I think it's going to do more than anything is we had a lot of new customers to the store.
Mayor Bobby Herndon says he's spoken with many businesses who saw a significant increase in revenue.
Businesses I did talk to, the restaurants, the convenience stores, you know, that their business had picked up. A lot of our businesses had lost business since Tuscaloosa had passed their referendum.
Mayor Herndon says now that Northport businesses can sell alcohol on Sunday, they can compete with those in Tuscaloosa.
Northport is, like I said, it's on a level playing field with Tuscaloosa as far as business recruitment now. So hopefully some of those are looking at us. And then there are some other major restaurants that are looking at Northport now. Hopefully they'll come to fruition very soon.
Reporting in Northport, Leah Knight, WVUA News.
Business owners are expecting to see a greater rise in revenue this weekend with an Alabama home football game. Tuscaloosa and Northport now allow Sunday alcohol sales, but areas of Tuscaloosa County not in either city do not allow Sunday sales.